Hello everyone, this is Plankara and welcome to my universe. Today we're going to continue rigging Shalom from Path to Nowhere. So still making steady progress on the hair here. Just going to keep adjusting things. I remember yesterday I was trying to get this highlight right and it just wasn't cooperating with me. So we shall see if I can make a little bit more progress in that regard today. Just noticed a few things were not quite aligned properly here. So I'm going to try to fix them up just a little here. See if I can get all that looking a little bit better. It's a small thing, but as always, I do think that these small things add up. And so it's important to get as many of them right as I can. So I'm just gonna go make some slight adjustments here, try to get this line, the light part here, lining up right, and then the edge over here, lining up right. It wasn't moving quite right relative to the edge there. So let's go. Nope, still not quite. It's like it's hard to see, but if you look in this area, what I'm looking at is how this hair in this area reacts relative to this strand right here. So watch it closely and maybe you can see what I'm seeing. Where it seems to jut just a little bit further forward. And the angle of this is also changing for the worse. Probably do need to have that out like this here. There we go. And at least I think it's this layer where the issue is. It could very well be the connecting hair layer. So if this doesn't fix it, I'm going to go take a look at that. Okay, so yes, it may very well be this. So let's do it without that strand and we can have funny bald spot Shalom for a little bit. Just while I figure all of this out. Alright, it's day 22 of Inktober. I'm still going, man. Have not just fallen down and passed out yet. For that, I'm glad. Yesterday was... I don't even know. I think my brain might be starting to get a little punchy. You know that feeling you get when you've been up way too late and you're really tired but you don't want to go to bed and you just get kind of weird. I think that's what my brain's going through right now. Doesn't quite know what's going on anymore. Oh, that's okay. The prompt for today was camp. So I think I'm just going to do a nice little moon scene again. It's hard to go wrong with nice little moon scenes. We'll just have some cozy little fire and a cozy little moon and all that good stuff. It'll just be super cozy. A nice, gentle scene in contrast with the... I don't even know what it is my brain came up with yesterday. Like I said yesterday, I just kind of want to do something silly. I think it's good to break up things like that. Just... if the situation calls for it, just let your brain be weird. Yesterday was kind of an adventure in general. It's like Monday is one of the days that Grandma comes to pick up the kids. So I had some time to myself, so I went for a nice long walk. Try to get a little bit of exercise. Got a little bit more than I bargained for, though. It's like, yeah, I just figured I'd go out, move my legs, get some exercise, try to, you know, keep in shape and stay healthy. And then all of a sudden, the wind comes. And you see, I am bad when it comes to sunlight. Sunlight, it does not mix with me. Ever. So, I always take an umbrella with me to shield myself from the sun. So this way I do not literally melt into a puddle. And the wind came, with me holding the umbrella. And, oh man, it was a really strong wind. It nearly knocked me off my feet a couple of times. I was amazed I was able to hold onto the umbrella. So not only did my legs get a workout, but my arms got a workout too. I was not expecting that. Got way more than I bargained for. And it's okay, if the goal is to be healthy and keep in shape, I guess it's not the worst thing in the world. I was just very surprised. Very, very surprised. I think that was the most clear that path has been in quite some time. There weren't very many grasshoppers hopping around. Helps that, you know, winter is coming and so the grasshoppers aren't as active, but I imagine the wind wasn't helping. Did see a few animals running for cover, including a small snake that just was slithering across the path, trying to get to the bushes. So that was pretty funny. But yes, my arms are a little bit tired this morning because of that. But somehow I managed to make it so my umbrella did not blow out of my hands and blow away. Despite the wind's best efforts, and let me tell you, the wind was doing its best. It was trying very, very hard. So that was an experience. It's especially funny because I was considering not going for my walk yesterday. It's because, you know, I was kind of tired and all that stuff, but I try to avoid using "but I'm tired" as an excuse because my brain does that a lot, where it just tries to say that it's tired in order to not get me to do something, and I've learned to say no. If I listened to you every time that happened, I'd never do anything, and so I don't trust my brain anymore, but maybe I should have trusted it this time. Maybe I should have trusted a little bit that time, but that's fine. It's not like the brain could predict the future and know that a giant gust of wind was going to come through the area. It was just being lazy, and it just happened to be right this time. Maybe half right. The walk itself was actually pretty okay. Had some interesting thoughts. I can tell that I'm entering my streamer phase because I think about content way more than I ever used to now. Sometimes it's fun things to do here, and other times it's just, okay, but what about this random idea that has nothing to do with what I'm doing right now? Most of what I thought about yesterday was the latter, so may or may not come of anything. I just remembered a discussion that I was having with my husband about how he felt bad taking the evil options in games where you're mean to your party and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, when I'm myself, I feel bad too. But if I'm playing a character, properly playing a character here, I don't care. Because my method of writing characters is akin to method acting, where I very much become the character. So, their thoughts and feelings become my own to an extent. And if I get really into it, it's pretty seamless. Those are the best. It can be problematic if I'm writing very emotionally intense scenes, but honestly, those are like my favorites, so I can just get into the scene and start bawling my eyes out, and I actually think it feels wonderful. Because I'm weird like that, I guess. But, yes. And so it occurred to me, it's just like, okay, so what if I did a bunch of stuff where this character of mine plays video games? And she is... How would I describe her? Her name is Miranda. And she is not very nice. I'll just start there. After all, this is a discussion about taking the evil options in video games. And I was just picturing just doing some of the most unhinged stuff I can think of in video games. I still remember at the end of a Breath of the Wild speedrun I watched a long time ago that the guy killed the horse that he was using to kill the final boss, and then took a selfie with it. You know, it's dead body on the ground while the boss was dying, and it, you know, the final death animation. So it would be stuff like that. And it sounded very funny to me. Or, you know, because my husband and I have been playing Baldur's Gate 3 lately. Just some of the meaner things that you could do with your party. And stuff like that. It seemed like it could be pretty funny. I'm not sure if it's something I'll ever do, but I don't know, it's fun to have thought experiments sometimes. Oh, just things that sound fun and interesting. Maybe I'll make a model of her someday. It might be fun to make models of my own characters someday. I'm not sure if I'll do it on stream, though. That might be a job for just random personal projects. It's just a lot harder to talk about characters when there's no context for it. Like, I can talk about Shalom a lot, and the people that know this character that I'm rigging here, since she is from a game, will understand what I'm talking about better, but it's like if I'm just talking about my own characters, like, at best, maybe some of the people that I've roleplay with in the past might know what I'm talking about, but for the most part, it's like, no. And even then, I'm not even sure how many of them even remember a lot of my characters. After all, we met for but a fleeting moment before we went our separate ways. Okay, so here is obviously wrong, but what I'm trying to get here is like there's this little lump here. I guess a lump is probably the wrong word, but where it gets a little bit thicker, then the angle changes suddenly, and I'm trying to recapture that spot. Make sure that it's showing itself once more. Oh my. Mesh is very confused. I don't blame it. Don't blame it at all. Alright. I think I got the spot here. I still need to kind of de-wrinkle everything around it, but that's fine. Let me see if I do indeed have the spot. Yes, but still a little bit shifty. But it is in the right spot. That's what matters right now. You gotta start somewhere. So let's see. Let's see. It's like I'm in the small detail range of doing things here. So things are a little bit slow. But honestly, after doing so many speed paints this month, I'm kind of ready to take things a little bit slow again. Well, yeah, the Path to Nowhere anniversary is coming up. And they are holding an art contest. And I think I might enter it. We'll see if I have enough time to actually draw a picture. It's like I say that, even though I've been drawing many pictures in an hour, maybe 2 at most. No, all of them have been in under 2. I think the dragon one went close to 2, but most of them were well under 2, but yes. I lost track of what I was saying. Oh! Hello there, Theodore. How are you doing today? Oh, well, it's nice to have you. What kind of work are you doing? Like, work for school or a job or something like that? Or more personal project-related stuff? And it's nice to have you here. Ah. Yes. It's okay. It sounds like the kind of thing that has to be done. So, good luck, friend. It's okay. It'll feel nice when it's done. I'm sure your future self will thank you for finishing it all up. I'm just trying to figure out what the heck is going on with this hair here. It does not seem to understand what's going on in the slightest. Yes. Yes, I can understand that. Well, it's nice to have you here. I hope you have as much fun as you can doing something tedious. So far so good. I'm just going back and looking over some of the other head turns and making sure that everything is exactly as I want it to be before I tackle the corners. Because the corners take information from the 4 cardinal directions in order to, I guess, populate a starting point. So the better I have the 4 cardinal directions, the easier the corners will be. And they already are looking up like they're shaping to be a bit monstrous, so I am doing what I can to really clean up everything else and polish it all up before I move on to the scary bit. And right now I'm just doing a bunch of kind of minor tweaks and stuff here. Yes, I do really enjoy her design. It's very simple and very elegant. Yeah. I can see it. I feel like a lot of modern character designs have gotten kind of obsessed with putting random patterns and random bits of asymmetry everywhere. And there's none of that here. It's just very straightforward and very elegant, but still very interesting. So I enjoy it a lot. This is the kind of character design that I personally enjoy a lot. Doesn't need a bunch of random patterns or socks of different lengths to be good. Yes, I agree. I definitely agree there. The designs have been very good, and I always look forward to seeing a lot of the newer ones. Haven't been keeping up on CN content lately, but I do check in periodically. It's just been a while since I've done so. It's just always been fun for me to see what they come up with, because there's a lot of characters with a certain aesthetic that I don't normally appreciate, but somehow they just make it work. Like, I can think of, like, Golan's kind of, I don't know, I guess almost pastel punk look. Oh, I actually haven't yet. But I'll have to take a look. Like I said, I haven't been checking lately. But, I'll have to make a point to do that. It sounds very interesting. Are they going, like, full mermaid, or is it more, creepy eldritch horror kind of thing? Oh my. Alright. Well, that sounds pretty rad. Yeah, I'll definitely have to go take a look. Maybe I'll check Reddit today while I eat. Yeah. Yeah, no, I can picture what you're talking about. That sounds really cool. I do like that the Eternal Nightmare storyline kind of gives me an excuse to experiment with more monstrous character designs too. 'Cause that does sound pretty cool. We'll definitely have to check Reddit while I'm eating. So, after stream. Right now I'm just determined to get the strand of hair that is not cooperating with me into line. Alright. Yeah, hopefully, so far I feel like they've been keeping a fairly decent pace with the main story, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. I really enjoy the writing of the game, so I've been very curious to see where it all goes. But so far I felt like it's been pretty on point. Okay. This part right here. Wait, wiggles. Does not want to wiggle in the right direction. Yeah, sounds like there's a lot of exciting stuff coming up. It's like I don't normally play the game on stream, but you can bet that I'll be talking about it. As it all comes to global. Let's see, the way the writers, when talking about it, say they expanded the scope and the time of the story a lot. From the dev diaries we learn this will lean much more into the political thriller aspect of it. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of hard to say from just what the devs are saying about it. But I will definitely look forward to what they actually show. I don't tend to dig too deep into teasers and the like. Personally, I just prefer to wait for it all to come out. While occasionally looking at pretty pictures. I do like seeing what the new sinners are ahead of time. But I don't tend to read too deeply into the stories until it's all in words that I can understand. Because I imagine that it's translated from Chinese. The dev logs, right? I guess it's just a personal preference that I like to go into things with very few spoilers if I can. So I don't mind looking at pictures of the characters, but... Oh, it was officially translated. Oh, okay. I suppose that's different. That's actually pretty cool. I haven't seen very many people actually, or very many companies actually translate their logs like that. Was it done like shortly after it was released, or is this directly relevant to what is coming out in global soon? Oh boy. Yeah, certainly sounds like it'll be exciting. I will definitely look forward to actually properly being able to read everything. Yes, yes. There really was a long break between those chapters, wasn't there? Yeah. It was that long, man. Yeah, it's like I never realized how long some of these breaks are, just because if it's more than like a month, I tend to just, my mind just finds something else to focus on for a while, and I just revisit it later, so it just kind of exits my thoughts. And then I'm just like, oh yeah, I should see if that thing I like has updated. This is how I approach games, it's how I approach any comics or manga I read, and it's like if you take too long, I just kind of mentally check out. I think it's a defense mechanism, because have I really experienced just being caught up in something for months and months at a time? It's like, no, I can't think of any time that I've done something like that, but probably a defense mechanism stopping me from just experiencing what you are experiencing right now. My condolences, friend. I guess when it comes down to it, I'm the type that prefers to binge on things than keep up with it as it's going on. So if it's... Path to Nowhere has been kind of an exception, since the gameplay kind of makes you log in every day. So it's been managing to stay in my mind a bit more easily because of that. But for anything that doesn't have that kind of daily content there, it's like I just leave it for several months, maybe check back in a year, and then I just binge the entire thing, and it feels great. Okay, finally getting somewhere. That strand was not cooperating with me at all here. I think it's almost there. If I recall, there actually is a slight wiggle. Yeah, just very slight wiggle. Actually, now can't talk. Now that I think about it, this seems to be a fairly common problem with a lot of gacha games that I've seen, in that they have this main story going, and then they take a break from it to do a bunch of side stories. And I've seen a lot of criticism from across several different games. It seems to be an extremely common problem of them taking too long to actually update the main story. That's kind of fascinating, actually. I guess it's easier to sell characters when you can dedicate entire events around them. Ah, I see. Yeah, I'd say the only two I really follow is Path to Nowhere and Arknights. With, I guess you can technically call it a gacha game, but I enjoy the Nikki series. They're a series of dress-up games. Very, very different, but... Ah, congrats. Oh man, I wish I had that kind of gacha luck. My gacha luck is universally terrible. The only character that I'm missing from my collection is, Duro, and the reason is because I, during her and Yao's banners, I had to go to 80 every time, and I lost the 50-50 twice. So I just ran out of cubes and was not quite able to scrape it together enough to grab her. So I'm still waiting for her to either rerun or show up in the, monthly shop. Whatever the gold currency is called, I can't remember off the top of my head. You're quite lucky. Congratulations. All the rest I've managed to grab, but that one banner I just was extremely unlucky, and it was very sad. All right. Honestly, that sounds like something he'd do, let's be real. That was just being in character. And gotcha luck. It just had to wait for the most dramatic moment to show up. Get his, Yes. Alright, and meanwhile, I think I finally managed to get that strand into place. So let me zoom out and check everything out. Let me see. Still don't like how this shadow's coming out. A little bit too strong. Let's push him back in just a little bit here. There we go. Just hide it back under there. Just a little bit there. Oh, nice. Yeah, I admittedly don't pay attention to voice actors either. But that's good. It sounds like it means that the game is probably making money if they're willing to invest in something like that. So that seems like a good sign for the health of the game, if nothing else. There we go. Okay. Just fixing up the last few issues that I'm seeing here. Mostly just some places where the highlights didn't quite line up the way I wanted them to, but no, I think it's good. Is this 18 plus? No. Very much not. Anyone is welcome here. And we do not discuss sexual content or anything like that. I prefer to keep things very wholesome. Oh, very nice. Yeah, that does sound sounds pretty nice here. I am indeed an adult, yes. Yeah, it's like I'm not super in the know on like voice acting or anything. Okay. That's fine if you're interested in watching art or Right now I'm doing some rigging in this free and open source Live2D alternative. And if you're interested in that, you can watch. And if you're not, then that's okay. I don't blame you, but if you have an interest in art, I'd love to have you here. I don't mind that you're not 18 yet. It's fine. It's okay. Artists can be of any age, and you can start learning how to do art at any age. And even if you don't want to learn how to do art, you can be interested in seeing what people create at any age. It's like, I'm not going to talk about anything weird. Don't worry about it. Right now, I'm just trying to finish up the hair here. Ah, cool. I do a lot of computer programming myself. I code games, and I also do a bit of web development. I mostly learned how to design web pages because I used to like to do a bunch of forum role-playing. And so I'd make skins for my site. You can learn a lot of things just by derping around and playing with things. And actually thinking about it, I think that's true for most animals. It's like if you look at how lions and the like learn how to hunt. It's generally from play wrestling with their siblings or other people within their prides. And so you can learn a lot just from playing around and pursuing whatever interests you. What kinds of things did you code? I'm curious. I see. Yeah. Well, I guess speaking in English will let me understand what you're saying, and will let you understand what I'm saying, so that seems like a plus. Learning languages is a good time. I, too, enjoy learning languages. It gives you a new way to actually be able to interact with people. Theodore and I were just discussing a bunch of stuff from a game that we both play. The game that the character that the model I'm rigging is from. Where am I from? I am from outer space. I'd prefer not to talk about my physical location. So I will just say that I am from outer space. After all, I look like a nice little being from outer space, don't I? I mean, you can call me sister if you want, but my alias here is Plankera. You can see it on the channel name if you're not sure how to spell it. If it makes it easy, it's literally Plankera. Plankera. That's a line of questioning I don't really want to go down. Sorry, friend. It's like, I'm happy to talk about, art or Path to Nowhere, the game that Theodore and I were discussing, or anything else, but I'd prefer to avoid topics like that, personally. So right now I'm just finishing up the hair and what I'm doing here. And I think the left head turn is just about done. And that's pretty good. And then I want to revisit the up and down turns. Just a little there. I think there's a couple of things that I remember wanting to change in the downward one. Don't remember off the top of my head in the upward one. So I'll take a look at that again after I finish the couple of things that I want to do in the downward head turn. And of course, it all comes down to this highlight. Oh, that highlight always gives me so much trouble. So much trouble indeed. Never likes to cooperate with me. But right now I think it's looking pretty good. Yeah. Alright, just need to put the shadows back on. Because some things got moved around a bit, so I want to make sure that they are all in good places. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that I don't like children. I have 2 kids of my own. There are just some topics that I may or may not want to talk about. And I think that's fine. Yeah, there we go. Trying to make sure that the shadow on her cheek here kind of lines up the way it should. I think I want it to be tucked in just a little bit. Make it a little bit thinner on this side. Or on this particular head turn. I think it'll make the head turn look a little bit better. Just a little bit, though. I don't want to overdo it. I would show up a little bit more strongly in her cheek right there. There we go. Well, of course there are. There are scary people of all ages. And some adults are indeed very scary. I never doubt that. Never doubt that. There is something right here. What is going on there? Is that... Okay. A little bit of hair peeking through where it shouldn't. Gonna go hide it back over here. Right where it belongs. And there we go. Yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. So now, I'm gonna visit the shadows around the bangs here. Left that out a little bit. I think over here I actually want the shadow to be a little bit thicker. Assuming that the light is shining like right in front of her face. This way, with the head turning that way. I should be able to make it look a little bit more like her head is turning to the left. So let's take a look here. Not quite. Push it in just a little bit more, sticking out a little bit too hard there. And now... yeah, I like the way that kind of comes out a little bit more. A little bit thicker there. I think it does make it look like her head is moving a little bit further to the left. Now I want to do the same for the top part here. Sheep are pretty cute. They're nice and fluffy. Are sheep your favorite animal, or? Alright. So now I need to get the other side of this bang shadow here. This side I think I'm going to make a lot thinner. A lot thinner. But I want it to be showing a little bit. This is one that I might have to adjust a little bit manually. Actually, now that I look at it, this part right here needs to kind of come in just a little here. Make sure it's actually going underneath the hair at the bottom there. There we go, just make the shadow here nice and simple and soft. This way it looks like the light is hitting it a little bit more strongly. Just a little bit more strongly through there. And I'll just manually pull some stuff up down here. Actually, I think I can use the brush for the very tip right here. Here we go. The shadows down there are already quite gentle, so should be fine. Alright, let's take a look at that, see how that looks. Okay, I want to tuck in this bang over here just a little bit more. There we go. There we go. Oh yeah, I don't think I ever completed my thought from the beginning of the stream. I was, Path to Nowhere is having its anniversary art contest, and I was thinking about making something for it. We'll see how ambitious I'm feeling after Inktober is over. But I do have an idea. It's going to be fairly simple, but probably just gonna draw, oh, how would you even say her name? 000. And see where it goes. If I have enough time. Because I am going to let myself take a little bit of a break from drawing after stream. After Inktober is over. Because, oh boy, keeping up with this level of output is pretty hard. And I can tell from drawing a flying rhinoceros with rainbow yesterday that my brain might be getting a little bit tired. It's getting a little punchy. But I think I have a relatively simple idea that will work. So I'll probably start that in a couple of weeks, and hopefully I will have enough time to get it to my liking before I need to put it up on Twitter. I really would like to be able to make something nice for the contest here. Even if I don't care that much about winning necessarily, it's just, it's a game that I've been enjoying for quite some time. So I'd like to be able to make something nice for it. Also, I like the new character's character design. It looks like it'll be a lot of fun to draw. So, that's all the more reason to want to make something nice, I think. It's another aesthetic that I don't normally like, of just lots of random colors, kind of a pseudo-cyberpunk look, and all this other stuff, but they really managed to put it all together. I really am impressed at how the character designers can still put together a design that I enjoy, even in an aesthetic that I normally don't. Really goes to show the relative skill that they have with designing characters. And even a character that looks as glitchy as she does still lacks a lot of the random patterning and asymmetry that I tend to dislike in a lot of modern anime character designs. So it makes me very happy. Looking forward to getting her. And frankly, I'm looking forward to drawing her too. That'll be a good day. Alright, and I think that's good for the facial shadows. Let's start putting in some shadows down here, just because I think a couple of these are going to be pretty easy. I'll just get them on in. Get them on in. See what happens here. A lot of the time I was just copy and pasting the mesh for the other layers, or the strand that the shadow was from, but honestly thinking about it, I think this might actually be easier. It was giving me some trouble here and there. Still want to keep the shadows really, really subtle. Because that's just how this artist's art style worked. The shadows on the original were very, very subtle. Okay. I guess the claw area did not move very much in my changes, so those shadows still look okay. Let's take a look at everything here. Okay, I think I actually made the shadow come out a little bit too far. So let's send it a little bit further back. Help get it into the place where it belongs. There we go. There we go. I'm actually having the shadows switch sides there, which probably not a good thing. I kind of like it on that side, but I think it doesn't make sense for the parts in motion to work like that. I think it looks a bit weird. So I will go ahead and move it back over. Where is it? There it is. The layer was hiding. It's okay, they do that, but I always find them in the end. They can't hide from me forever. There we go. Alright. Then I need to readjust the areas down here that I messed with. Shadow got a little bit too strong here. I'll just stay zoomed in here because I don't actually quite remember where it needs to go. Okay, does not show it all on that side. on the original, so I will respect that. There we go. Just don't want all this to be squirming around, looking strange. All that good stuff. There we go. I don't want to pull those out too far. I've already made that mistake. Let's not make the same mistake again. Just because I think it looks good in the static image does not mean it will look good in motion. Okay, there we go. That's better. Actually, surprised I didn't make body shadows for this. Somehow I guess I didn't think that it would come over here. Something to consider. If I decide I want to fix that, I may or may not. We shall see. Okay, now let's take a look at the shadows on the right head turn real quick. Now that I have them on, I don't think I placed them here. And indeed, I think I want the head shadows on this side to look a little bit more prominent in certain areas. I actually think there looks pretty good. So I think I'm going to pull the bang shadow out just a little bit more here. Just a little bit. Just very, very gentle touches. Oh, that's necessary. In this particular area. And yeah, even that was a little bit too much. That's alright. I'll just go back and fix it. Do it a little bit more manually here just to really control the effect that I'm going for here. Gotta keep it simple. There we go. And then over there, I think it being very narrow makes sense. Another minor thing that I think will help sell the head turn. It's still a little bit too strong. There we go. Okay, so now that I've gotten most of the stuff up here where I want it, I want to bring it out just a little bit more near this little strand that sticks out in the bangs here. Just a little bit here. There we go. That should be good for that part of the eye. Now I'll just pull these ones out. Let them show their faces just a little bit more there. Okay, and now, that's right. Because I made the neck visible on the body shadows, so I actually gonna have to care about where the shadow goes now. Bring him on back, here we are. There we go. Somehow he got really pulled out there. But there we go, now it's much better. Did that happen over here? Oh, of course not, because that strand does not cover things over there. That might also be relevant to these. No, it doesn't look like it. Guess this is the only place where it covers the neck. Okay. So now that I have the face shadows, let's go ahead and get this body shadow down here. Let's see, where is that shadow? There it is. Lost it for a second there. And I'll just get it all on in here where it belongs. And all should be well. Can't really see it very well because that area is already really dark. That's okay, that makes sense. For little shadows like this. I guess it's actually supposed to be on the right side here. It's the top one. I have to remind myself where these layers are because I don't work with them very often. The shadows tend to come into place pretty quickly once I get everything going. Did that actually look okay here? Even though I switched sides. It actually kind of did, but I think I am still going to put it on the same side here. Don't think there's much need for that shadow to be switching directions. And there we go. I think that is a completed left and right head turn. We'll see what my very picky future self thinks, because I think this is where I will stop for today. So, thank you all for coming. If you'd like me to take a look at your own creative projects, whether that be art, writing, coding, game design, or any creative pursuit you can think of, feel free to message or at me on the social media platform of your choice, and I will take a look and maybe leave some comments. So I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.